a ripper, which is the name of the 6th song on this album that I'm working on called Punchline. Premise came from actually my oldest son. He's been drawing stuff, and he drew basically circles, and he drew them in a shape that looked like a kind of a face, big eyes and this big wide mouth. And when my wife asked him what he drew or who he drew, he said the Ripper or the Rippers. I took that idea and I ran with it and created a little story around the Rippers. So this song is actually done in F major, I think F major and B flat major, which is F major is the chord note in B flat. I think those are just the great notes for horror music sounds. This is 80s horror. It's very different than what I've done so far. Like I said, this is now us entering into the dark era of the album, where things take a dark turn. We started with Red Flags kind of being fun but scary towards the end. This is starting with dark, and then we have more dark coming. Other than creating a character or a monster, I was able to find symbolic meaning behind it and put that to use in the song and in the album. Having a bully and them just tearing you down and making you feel bad about everything that makes you you, and they take that, but at the end it's just fueling their fire. It's not making them feel better. It disappears, and it makes you disappear, and then you become a Ripper yourself. And that's kind of the idea of the song. That's in the symbolic sense. In the darker sense, is just a monster that takes out your you, eats it, and then continues on to find another person, leaving you empty, and then you feel so empty inside as a husk on the floor that you become a Ripper yourself. So if you want to see all that, make sure you follow, you know what I'm saying, keep following along, let me know how it sounds. This 80s horror sound is very different than everything else I've been doing. I've had to try some new vocal tricks, which I think turned out really well. That scream did fairly well on it. A lot of that comes from the distortion effect on my voice there, which I liked. I love the way it turned out. Don't be a Ripper. Don't go out there making fun of people, ruining their life for who they want to be and who they are inside, because that makes you a darn dirty Ripper.